All right, so today we are going to do the mini set review for Rise of Bungus or whatever spaghetti. This is like Day of Rebirth mini set for Lost City of Ungoro. I am sick today, which means it's the perfect day to just talk for an hour. So I'm gonna do that. All right, starting off with Death Knight, we have Story of Umbra. So it costs 7. That's off to a good start. You discover a death rattle minion that costs 5 or more, summon it, and trigger its death rattle. What do we want to do? We could get that little 1/2 ooze from Sludge Belcher. Does that seem good? This seems like a very standard quality card, right? Like we're gonna you know, our death rattle pool is gigantic. It's gonna summon, you know, Stalag and Fugin or whatever in wild, so this isn't really anything. Then we have Hollow Direhorn, 5 mana 5/4 undead beast. So you can draw it with a curator. It has Rush. After a friendly minion dies, you can spend 3 corpses to gain Reborn. So I'm assuming that when this itself dies, its corpse doesn't gain Reborn, right? So you play this, hope to trade with one of your other minions. This gains Reborn. Then you trade with this, utilizing its Rush. It comes back, and then you trade something else, and this gets reborn again. So, yeah. I don't know what we're doing in wild with this. This menu looks fine. It does look fine. Like, it seems like a standard card. Like, I don't think wild has, like, wild can't really do anything with a 5 mana 5/4 rush, especially when you have to work to make that have upside. Soul Rest Ceremony, 1 mana shadow spell. Give your minions +1 attack and rush. They die at the end of it. Let's see. All your minions die. How are we going to use that? So going back to Stalag and Fugin, we can use Emperor Thorson to play the 2 of them in Soul Rest Ceremony in the same turn. That'll show them. Wait, isn't there already like a 2 mana destroy all your minions spell? So it's like we have access to this type of thing in Death Knight already. I don't think like 1 mana kill your whole board has an application. This looks like Worst Broom. Yeah. Because like when you broom your board of giants and stuff in you know, Questline Warlock, you're rushing in and making good trades, hopefully to leave your giants up, right? Like it's supposed to be kind of a one-sided board clear that comes with tempo, whereas this you get rid of all your tempo. So yeah, you need like 8 mana with 3 spell that summons 4 times 1/1 with rush for that minion to do something. Oh, I see what you're saying. It's like Broom and Plague of Flames a little bit. The Mechithune piece we needed. All right. Yeah, sure. This is just good with eggs or a finisher. I could see eggs. Eggs would be cute. Oh yeah, you got eggs right in the art. All right, egg DK. You get your Undertaker juiced, and then you trade all of your eggs. And then your Undertaker dies because you played this spell. All right, on to Bungus Rex. So Diabolus Rex. It kind of feels like a Jurassic World reference. So there's that. You know how they always have like spaghetti noodle soup Rex? Did anyone see the Scarlett Johansson one? They called it the D Rex. The monster actually looks like a D. That movie was incredibly bad. Not that they're all great, but the D-Rex was in the newest one. Yes, that is the Scarlett Johansson one, believe it or not. Um, anyways, but like, okay, so my point with this, with that reference is like, what are they calling those stupid T-Rexes? Like the first two, I Indominus Rex and stuff, like just some stupid word in front of Rex feels like a Jurassic World reference. Anyways, onward, upward. 6 mana, 6/5, Demon Beast. All right, so again, we're tutoring this with Curator. Kindred. All right, not activated by Curator. I take it back. Deal 6 damage to your opponent's left and rightmost minions. Honestly, I mean, like, nah, it's probably bad. I was thinking like if this was in a different class, it'd be something, but it's not. And even then, meh. But like, you know, for standard, I say for standard like I have any idea what's going on over there. I really don't. But I mean, it seems like a good, like, solid card, right? This at its best in arena cards, maybe, but like, I think for 6 you could just do so many better things, you know. Whereas like in standard, I could see this as like a pretty decent value bomb. But I don't know what Demon Hunter's doing over there, so yeah. Then we have Horn of Feasting. 4 mana, summon 3 2/1 raptors with Rush. Outcast, give them immune while attacking this turn. Isn't this awful? I get, like, the fact that it's immune is whatever, but like making 3 2/1s on turn 4 needs to be like 2 mana. Well, it'd be really good at 2. I guess maybe I just want one more raptor and then I'd be happy about it, but I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. It's definitely not anything wild. All right, Skittish Saucier. 3 mana 4/2, reduce the cost of adjacent cards in your hand by 1. I actually think this could potentially have a home in something that doesn't exist. So like for example, if this had a pirate tag, I think it would be great. Well, what's nice about this is that it lets you vomit out your hand, right? So, you know, Demon Hunter has all these good tools to draw when the hand is empty. So you could build a deck that uses Saucier as just a way to toss all your hands out, toss all the cards in your hand out. But this would have had to have a minion tag at least. So yeah, not too excited about it. This review is sounding pretty sick. It is the sickest review, it's true. Seismopod, 9 mana 9/9 beast, taunt, death rattle, elusive, give all minions in your hand and deck +3/+3. We don't have a way to cheat out beasts in Druid, do we? You like the art? Me too. There is, right? It's like a 6 cost thing, I think. Oh, but then there's that other, the tree. Like, where's the tree? Ba-da-ba-ba, death rattle, druid, ancient. It got nerfed and unnerved. It's Death Blossom Whomper. Death Blossom Whomper. All right, let me look at this thing. Let's take a nice close look at it together as friends. Draw a death rattle minion and gain its death rattle. All right, so we play this on 5, and then we lose. Right? It's perfect. But I think it would be pretty cool to do that. Actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna try. I've already found out one of my next videos. I'm ready. We're gonna do it. But yeah, like that's like a marshy thing to do. I don't think that's gonna be like, wow, it's so good. You know, it's really gonna change the face of wild. What about the Hunter Druid spell? Oh, is that like, isn't that 5 or less? All right, onward. Panther Mask, 4 mana, set a minion's stats to 5/4 and give it stealth. Draw 2 cards. You draw 2 cards from the mask. All right, that's less cool. So there was this, speaking of that Hunter spell, I forget what it's called, but it's 7 mana, you summon 2 5 or less beasts from your deck. So one of the minions you would target with that one is a panther that had these stats, and when it attacked, you'd draw 2 cards. And I think this is a solid card, except that, like, what are we gonna play it in? A different class would definitely play this, I think, unless they wouldn't. Like, doesn't this seem like something Paladin would do? I think so. Anyways, it isn't a Paladin spell, so I don't really know. Druid has better draw than this. This is draw tempo, so like the reason I'm not seeing it is because I don't see a Druid. I don't see a Druid deck that values turning something into a 5/4 with stealth. And if I did, I would think that this card had some potential, but I don't. So that's why I'm trying to imagine it in a different class that would value the tempo. All right, give you Renethal +2 attack. Yeah, let's go. All right, long neck egg, 2 mana 0/2 egg, summon a 1/2 beast, give your minions +1/+1. So humans in my Discord told me that Token Druid was getting support this mini set, and if this is what they're talking about, then this is a card I've ever seen. That is a good egg. It's true. I could see it being okay in like a, not like a Token Druid, but like a, you know, old school aggro Druid would really like this. How many of the eggs are good? We also have an egg drawer now, right? In this mini set. Interesting. Yeah, I know life cycle is pretty interesting, but I just like, what's the rest of that deck look like? Again, yeah, I keep hearing, oh, eggs. You could target an egg with this, huh? Maybe I will use this card in an egg deck. All right. I mean, this is all, I think this is marshy content level of playability. I don't think it's like actually going to see a lot of play. This one definitely has the highest chance, but I don't really see it. Pretty sure we just said this is the best card in the set talking about standard. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't doubt it. Solid. I just don't think it's going to make Token Druid a thing in Wild. Anyways, Ankylodon, 8 mana 7/7 beast, taunt, death rattle, summon 2 random 3-cost beasts. They attack random enemies. Ew. That's expensive. I'm not even excited to cheat it out. It's like nothing. Devilsaur Mask, 8 mana, set a minion's stats to 8/8, give it charge. What are we doing? What are we doing with this? What are we doing? So first of all, this is a way to give something charge outside of warrior, which like Hunter has, but only for beasts. Sub for Sick Martian, get well soon. Well, thank you so much, Hancock. I really appreciate it. You're amazing, my friend. Young Dragonhawk. Yeah, I mean, that's 9 mana for 16 damage. Not bad. Soldier OTK. I don't know. It's cute. Like we'll do something with it. Oh yeah, you could do it to your opponent's stuff too. That's funny. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool. I don't think it's like, again, I don't think it's great, but like for wild. But I'll find some shenanigans. Raptor Nest Nurse. 1 mana 1/1. Battle cry. Get a random 1-cost minion. Death Rattle. Get a random 1-cost spell. That's so good. This card would have like turned wild upside down like 3 years ago. Which this card was a beast. Yeah, if this had like a tribal tag, it would be even better. But like, I don't know. It's like, it's a 1-cost card that gets you 2 cards. I feel like this is good. It just doesn't have a home. Like, okay, so like the best place that I could see putting this in is actually like Reno Hunter, because Reno Hunter values having random garbage 1-drops. So I actually think so far this is probably the most likely to see like real unironic play. Incidentally, the Panther spell can bypass taunts. That's true. You can give a taunting enemy stealth so that your guys can get past it. That's true. So yeah, wow, our first like real card. I think this card's gonna see play just because it's a 1 mana card that gives you 2 cards. It's funny. I want a little raptor like that. Ew. Techiesaurus. 7 mana 3/6 taunt. Costs 1 less for each card you played this game that didn't start in your deck. I think this card is good. The problem is we already have cards that are better than this, right? Like, okay, it has taunt. But is Mana Giant spells or cards? Because that might impact something. Also, this is a mech beast. Does that do anything? It would be a mech mage card, if anything, right? We don't really discover enough mechs in mech mage, right? I don't know. I feel like this card has to have some potential because it's like taunt that reduces itself with an easy requirement, right? But then you compare it to other similar things that don't really like it, that have more stats but haven't really had a high impact, and you're like, eh. But I feel like this is definitely one to keep an eye on. I don't think it'll be a mech mage card. I don't know. I'd have to look at the mechs again and try to decide if you could build it in a way that you could have a bunch of things that didn't start in your deck without it being stupid. Mana Giant is cards. All right. Then like Mana Giant costs 1 more mana for 5/2 more stats. It doesn't have taunt, but I don't know. But you know, maybe this is the second Mana Giant we need to build some kind of weird spaghetti didn't start in your deck type of shenanigans. So I think I could play with it and have fun, but I don't think it has a super obvious home. It's definitely one to keep an eye on though. Like having taunt is pretty big as far as dealing with aggro decks. Sheet Mask, 4 mana, set a minion stats to 1/1, and give it Death Rattle, deal 2 damage to all minions. So this is the first one that feels like it's meant to target the opponent and not yourself. And it's obviously a reference to Explosive Sheep, which is cool. I think this card is good. Reno Mage can certainly play it. This seems like maybe a 5 mana card. 4 mana is so expensive. Really? You guys don't like the mana on this? I feel like it does a lot for what it's doing. Like, you turn your opponent's biggest thing into a 1/1 and then you could kill it and wipe their whole aggro board. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's bad. I'm not like 100% convinced that Reno Mage would play this, but like, I think it's super likely. Need 6 mana with a ping. if you're gonna just ping it. And like you can still target something that you have out and trade it. Like it's flexible. It does a lot. I don't know. Like I'm not gonna like die on a hill that this is gonna see play or anything because I don't really feel that strongly about it. But like I would not be surprised if this pops up in Reno lists. What's up, gamer? Hey, Elbrix. Choose a minion. Choose a different minion to transform it into. Don't we have better ways to do this? Choose a minion. Choose a different minion to transform it. Doomsayer, bless this. Better ways to do what? Copy a minion. Am I sick? I'm sick. It's true. Finally donate Mage. Yeah. I was trying to think like what, okay, so all right. So like I was just thinking about this in the context of, you know, like playing Faceless Manipulator, but this also lets us turn an opponent's minion into something. So, you know, for why bother just using polymorph to turn it into a 1/1 sheep when you can run wisp? All right, play a wisp, and then for 1 more mana you have a wisp in addition to your opponent turning into a 1/1 wisp. All right, it's amazing. Is there an Ash Tongue combo with this plus Flamelands? I guess that combo would require a an Emperor Thorson tick or something, would it not? Like this seems like an Ulticon card, right? Like I feel like this allows Ulticon to do things that he like weird. You know how he always likes to do really obscure combos. This allows him to do more obscure combos in Mage, and it's otherwise nothing. All right, Heroes welcome. 8 mana, discover a legendary to summon, set its stats to 10/10. Goodbye. At the end of your next turn, give your minions +2/+2. You know what happens on turn 4 is call to arms. I don't know. That's like literally the best thing you could do with this is play this on 3 and then call to arms on 4 and all of your call to arms stuff get buffed, and that's something. But odd Paladin stonks. I don't know about stonks, but I could see playing it there. It's a pretty delayed effect, right? Like you're taking a whole 3 mana, you're like skipping turn 3 to do this, and then you don't benefit from it until like the end of the next turn. So I don't want to write it off completely because 3 mana for give all your minions +2/+2 is kind of good, but like even on the next turn, you can't do it again, right? You can't like benefit from the stats immediately. You know, not only do you not get the +2/+2 now, but you also don't get to attack with the +2/+2 on the next turn. So it's just Crusader's Order is just better than this. Yeah, like I'm thinking of it from a lens where like where does this fit that aura doesn't, and like playing it on 3, right, you would benefit from your call to arms on 4 before you would benefit from the Crusader aura, and like they said, odd Paladin, so there's that. But I agree that it's hopeful that this will see any play. Like it's like it does not seem like it's going straight into anything, but you never know. Oh no, it's not the worst card in this set, that's for sure. Firegill, 2 mana, 3/2, elemental Murloc, Kindred, give your other minions rush. Hey, that's fine for wild quest Murloc Paladin. We already have that other rush thing, but I don't think adding another solid way to give rush is bad. The reason I think that this wouldn't see play is because the initial time that I went to build the Murloc deck, I reached the 60 card cap. So normally when I build a deck, I like add all the perspective things that I want to add in, and then once I'm done adding, I trim it down to 30 or 40 depending on what I'm doing. But you can't add more than 60 cards to a deck. Like you can't queue obviously with a 60 card deck, but you can't even add. You can add more than 40 and then just trim it down, but you can't even add more than 60. And I never reached the 60 card cap, but there are enough wild Murlocs that while I was just like, you know, tossing stuff in for the quest, I ran out of space to just put stuff in. I do think this is a high quality Murloc though, so like I could see it edging something else out, but I do still think the other Murloc is better. The other Rush Murloc is better. And I think the type of Murloc that deck values most is Murlocs that give you more Murlocs. So I'm not looking at whatever the optimal list is in front of me, so I can't make a for sure call, but like I could see this pushing something else out. I could see it being like the deck doesn't actually want more of that, it just wants more like stat vomit. Behemoth Mask. So this is a reference to Colossuses. Feels like the Colossuses were new cards just yesterday. You know what I mean? Time really flies. Anyways, set a minion stats to A10 and give it lifesteal. Force a random enemy minion to attack it. You know what's better than this? Oh, you know what's better than Behemoth Mask? Behemoth. And we don't even run that. What's nice about this, I guess, is that you can attack with this right away. So you could, like, if you had something out, you could put it on it, hit for lifesteal, and then whatever. But also, like, it doesn't have the shadow tag, so like its best hope for something would be isn't even going to run it, right? Because it's not a shadow spell. You know what card would actually you like this, Reno? That's what I'm saying though, is like the only unserious people like me don't run Shadow Reno Priest, right? Like the like if you want to run an actual good Reno Priest, it's Shadow. But you know what deck would really like this, I think, is Big Priest. Imagine so like Big Priest can't run a card like Colossus because it messes with the res pool. But like imagine summoning your Neptulon and then giving one of the hands 8/10. I don't know. I don't know if that would be amazing actually, but like it'd be funny. All right. Atlasaurus. Avatar the Last Airbender Saurus. All right. 8 mana, 5/10 beast. Taunt, death rattle, summon a random taunt minion that costs 5 or more. A random taunt minion. Wow. Ritual of Life. 2 mana holy spell. Discover a 3-cost minion. Summon a 2/2 copy of it. Wow. Wow. All right. Mirrex the Crystalline. 3 mana, 3/3 elemental beast. While this is in your hand, this is a 3/3 copy of the last minion your opponent played. This is very much a standard card. This is the type of thing that you would put in your Reno Thief Priest, where you put in too many thief cards because you're in it for the, you know, you're in it for the thievery and happy to get propped up by Renathal to play your goofball stuff. I don't think Rogue has as solid of a pile strategy that it could get away with this. I know it's a Rogue card. I'm saying it's the type of card that you would run in a Reno Thief Priest, and that Rogue doesn't have that same luxury. Like you can't, like, it's in the wrong class to see play. But Like in Wild, depending on your opponent to play something that's worth playing with this, I don't think it's any good. Haven't we had cards like this before and they're bad? Yeah. Like it's just it's not. Maybe Reno Rogue Pile enthusiasts are looking for more stuff like this, and I'm just not giving them the credit. I just like isn't it like the Chameleos type of thing that you would expect a Reno Priest player to play if they could? So like I think this would see play if it was in the other class, but it's not. So yeah. Crystal Tusk. You think this is worse, Vanessa? I don't think it's worse, Vanessa. Maybe it is. I don't know. Crystal Tusk. 2 mana 2/2. Battle Cry. Shuffle the leftmost card in your hand into your deck. Death Rattle. Draw 2 cards. I think this card's good. Like for the Shuffle Quest for sure. Like I had 100% run it in the Shuffle Quest. It's doing a lot of what you want it to do. But yeah, you're giving up a card to get 2 new cards. I don't know. It's not bad. It is kind of like Gear Shift in that way. So honestly, actually, chat. So you play this on 2, right? You play it on 2. You swing with it. On 3, you play Secret Passage, right? And it'll work like Gear Shift does, and allow you to keep more of your Secret Passage hand. I don't know. I think it's an interesting card. I don't know that it's gonna. Yeah, Quasar, sure. I think this is like a pretty interesting card. I think it'll pop up some places, but I don't know where yet. Mostly Shuffle Rug. All right, does it shuffle every time? What does it mean? All right, Costume Merchant. 3 mana 1/3. Battle Cry. Get a random mask from another class. Combo at cost 2 less. Man, this is gonna be good in Standard, right? I don't really see it for a while. 4 mana 3/4. Elemental Beast. Battle Cry will deal 2 damage to 2 random enemy minions. Kindred and freeze them. This is bad, but like I'm trying to imagine it in a world where it didn't have Kindred on it. Like, would I like it if it didn't have Kindred? I think the answer is still no, but yeah. Tor Totem. 2 mana 0/4 totem. At the end of your turn, get a random minion with multiple minion types. Huh. Well, obviously this is just to make the quest work. Bad even Shaman Totem. 0/4 is pretty big. That's true. Yep. Don't know what to say about this other than it's a card. I don't think that this is gonna make the Shaman quest suddenly playable, but I also am not convinced that it would go in even Shaman, but it might. You know, like 4 health is pretty big and it's giving you something every turn. Also, aren't newer minions more likely to have multiple minion types on them? I actually have no idea if that's true or not. But yeah, newer minions tend to be better minions. Fire Breath. Deal 4 damage. 3 for deal 4 damage is not bad. Give your elementals +1/+1. Why are they randomly throwing in an elemental Shaman card in their Menagerie Shaman set? Huh? This is like left field. Well, I mean, like that's kind of Shaman's MO, right? Like it's just have random stuff sometimes. All right. But yeah, isn't this fine? Like, I kind of want to do this. Elementals was also part of the set. Oh my goodness, you're so right. I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. All right, that was unfair. I had blocked out the fact that the half the shaman package was elemental stuff. All right, all right. But yeah, I think this card's good. Lava burst without overload that buffs your board. It's almost lava burst. Hi, Ian Mackey. All right, Asphyxiodon. 8 mana, 6/10 taunt. At the end of your turn, deal 5 damage to a random enemy minion. Great. Oh, it's a demon. I was about, okay, so first of all, I was about to be like, why did they make all the dinosaurs in this mini set hot garbage? But this is a demon, which means I can summon it with the blessed weapon, Skull of the Minari. And I think I will. Oh my goodness, it's also even. So if I wanted to do an even, like a void caller into this for even Reno or something. Man, even needs a 4 mana Renethal so bad. Ugh, I'm so sad that I can't like play 40 cards in even decks. But anyways, onward. Like, I don't think this card is good. I think that it's like good enough for me to do stuff with. Summon a random beast. Okay, Possessed Animancer. 6 mana 2/2. 6 mana 2/2. Death Rattle. Summon a random beast from your deck. Give it lifesteal. Why does Possessed Lackey still cost 6? Chat. And why does like the new, so in my Hearthstone 2025, all right, they made Possessed Lackey, all right, back in 2018. They made Possessed Lackey a 6 mana card and it killed that deck, all right. And civilizations have risen and fallen since then, all right. Power creep is on the rise, and this thing was released with Possessed Lackey stats. Make it stop. So I don't think this is going to see any play, but it would be really cool if it cost 5. It'd be really cool if Possessed Lackey cost 5. Bat Mask. All right, chat, did you know that this is the hot card from the new expansion? All right, this is the big wild card. This is the big funny wild card. So there's this card called Blood Bloom in from original Ungoro that used to cost 2, believe it or not, but now costs 4. Your next spell costs health instead of mana. So you can play this for 4 in wild. And there's this card from Stormwind, Stone Tuskboar, that once 7 of them have died, you summon like the bungest weapon of all time. It's a 15/3 Sword of Truth or something. And whenever you attack with it, you take away all of your opponent's mana crystals. So on turn 6, what you can do is play Boar, play Blood Bloom to play this targeting Boar to fill your board with Stone Tuskboars, and then play Plague of Flames to kill all of your Stone Tuskboars at once while also killing any board that your opponent has, and then smack them in the face with a 15 weapon and remove all their mana crystals. So, oh, it's Elwyn Boar. My bad. Yeah, Stone Tuskboar is the charge one. Anyways, so that's this deck. That is not like a ton of the I saw a list that apparently Corbett put together. Shmoopy showed it to me. Like there are a lot of tutors for all these things. Like you have a fire spell to tutor your plague, you have curator for Elwyn Boar, you know, you have timeline accelerator for your curator. Excuse me. And then Warlock is just filled with like health and draw and stuff. So like I feel like this is actually pretty doable. With or without Renethal. Not sure. But I'm definitely going to try it. So yeah, I think this will be a card that sees play. It could be a card that sees Blood Bloom go up in mana at some point too, depending on how consistent it is. Because like if that happens to you every time on 6, people are going to hate it. It'd be really funny if that card gets nerfed faster than Holy Wrath. All right, now this might not be the best card of the set, but it is the funniest card of the set. Look at this thing. That is the Great Dracorex. It is, not only is it a Dracorex, that is not a T-Rex. It is a Triceratops. This should be the Great Dracotops, but you know, it's a winged Triceratops. Look at it. Look at its amazing face. Look at how spaghetti it is. It's a funny even warrior card. Real. I do think so. It's a 5/12, which is big, but after this attacks an enemy minion, it damages all other enemy minions, which I think is all right. So it can deal 10 to one of them and 5 to the others. It's probably going to clear a lot of boards. It's the type of card that I would like to play in like all kinds of slow warrior decks. I don't know what type I'm gonna put together. I think I like doubles, Renethal, Odin type decks a lot lately, so maybe I'll try to do that. I don't know. I'll figure out something else. Like part of what bums me out about this is like for Reno Warrior, you really want things that benefit from Bran, and this doesn't benefit from Bran, but I'll find a place for it. When I think about an 8 mana 12/12 that attacks every minion, so this thing is going to live almost every time, and it's going to clear almost everything almost every time, whereas Deathwing dies almost every time and frequently doesn't kill everything and also kills your own board, right? Is it attack enemies or is it attack every other minion? Don't remember. Either way though, like you play Deathwing and it usually dies. This is usually going to live, and it is a one-sided board clear, so it's not going to kill your own board. I forget if Deathwing does or not, but I think this is better than Deathwing. And Deathwing doesn't see play, so like, yeah. The Great Flame Strike. It's better than Flame Strike. Like, leaves you with a minion. It deals 10 to one of the minions. It's better. Here we go. Barricade Basher, 3 mana 4/3 beast. Whenever you gain armor, gain +2/+2 and attack a random enemy minion. I don't know that I can do anything with that, so yeah. Guard Duty, 7 mana, summon a random 6/4 and 2-cost taunt minion. Bungus. Best Speaker Taka, 7 mana 2/2. Alright. Battlecry, discover a legendary beast from any class to gain its stats. Death Rattle, summon it. This thing's gonna be decent in standard, right? Oh, do this in Skipper Warrior and give it charge. Huh. I mean, you're better off just going with Odin, but I mean, maybe. This will be atrocious in standard? You think this is gonna be bad? Isn't this gigantic? And it summons a gigantic thing when it dies? Really? If this is bad in standard, I'm sad. Oh well. The Egg of Bungos, 3 mana 0/3, Death Rattle, summon a slightly cracked egg, break 5 times to hatch a 20/20 Bungus. Alright, so there's this hunter minion that like at the end of every turn, it's dormant. It's called like Grom the Scrombo. I think it was from Showdown, so it is wild exclusive. But every turn it eats the minion to its left. And once it's eaten like 5 minions, Gorm. Okay, once it's eaten like 5 minions, something like that, or 3 or whatever, it hatches. It becomes a big thing. I think it's an 8/8. Is it an 8/8? It's to its right. Fair enough. But anyways, it's a, whatever it is, it's huge. But it requires you to eat something. It's a 12-12, even better, even better. So, you play that, and then you play this to its right, and then all you have to, you're just playing the waiting game. You're waiting and waiting and waiting, and soon you will have a 12-12 and a 20-20. All right, once this is hatched enough, it becomes a 20-20. And the nice thing about Hunter and Beasts is you can play Tundra Rhino to give it charge. So you can get your 12-12 and your 20-20 and your Rhino, all right, and you will have 34 attack damage. And your opponent will play Renathal, will be Renathal. They'll play Reno, hero card, poof all of this away, and then you'll lose. So it's pretty good. Anyways, I think this would be good in situations where your deck is chock full of ways to like buff things. Like I could almost see it in a Paladin deck. I like it might be the best that it is like a Marshified like Call to Arms Paladin. But you know, something like that where you just have tons of ways to buff your board, so you're always going to have something on board to buff with, and then someday you have a giant thing. But it would have to be in a deck where you value the multi stages of the egg more than you value getting to a 20-20. Like it's rare that you're actually going to get to the 20-20. You more just want like to always have something to target on board. And that's my thoughts on that. Crater Experiment, 5 mana, 3/4, all types, Kindred. Summon a copy of this. Anything? Like I don't really like. Why doesn't it even have taunt? I think if this had taunt, I would still look at it like, this just isn't like. I like the picture. I think it's cute, but like, I don't know. It's like a Shutterwalk copy card that doesn't actually work with Shutterwalk. It's pretty funny. Torga buff. Forget what Torga does. New Draenei support. All right. And the final new card, which is actually, no, it's not the final one. There's another one after, but this one's pretty good. So Battlecry draws 0 attack minion. Then you get double dips on the Pally quest. What do you mean? Like you just get 2 procs? This is like standard synergy. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. That is how that type of thing works, because that's how it works with the 3 costs. So you would play this. The first one would get buffed by the Paladin quest. It would copy with the modifier from that, but then that one would also get the trigger for a big summon. So the second one does double dip from the Paladin quest. So this triggers literally everything. I think like you know, there's a time not too long ago where you know, like Token Druid would have loved this, right? Because it just values everything that gets multiple bodies down, so you could like play this, get target dummy, and have a target dummy. But yeah, it tutors all kinds of eggs. It tutors totems, but I don't know that that's not worth it in even Shaman, right? Like I don't really see it. Maybe. What else? What else costs 0? What else has 0 attack that's useful? Street Trickster, sure. I don't know how good that is though. 2 just 3 mana imp with +2 spell damage. That's Street Trickster. AFK, I thought of AFK, but yeah. Wishing Well. Doomsayer, perfect. That's what we need. So like, I can't think of anything off the top of my head that this goes with, but this is the type of card where if it's not good immediately, it will be good someday. Like some kind of like combo in Warlock or something is going to pop up at some point and you just get to tutor it. The frog, yeah, so like the frog spirit totem, if that was still something, yeah, it costs too much now. But yeah, Spirit of the Shark, Spirit of the Frog, that type of thing. Those are definitely the type of cards that would, like this would love that. But yeah, so I think this card will be good if it isn't good right out the gate. All right, our final card is Herbivore Assistant. 3 mana, 3/2. Battle cry, give a friendly beast +2/+2 in rush. This is like nowhere close to the worst card in the set. That's the nice thing I have to say about it. So the owl already has rush. Trying to think of like 0, like there's a few beasts that get to 0 mana. Different Houndmaster. It is different Houndmaster, isn't it? Oh my goodness, Houndmaster probably still costs 4, doesn't it? Like, are there other? So there's like the matriarch thing that gets cheap. Corridor Creeper is a beast. Yeah, that's true. All right, Corridor Creeper, Wombo combo. All right, what else do we got? 4/7 rushing Corridor Creeper doesn't seem too bad. Not that like this isn't gonna suddenly see play, but Roosting Gargoyle and Shambles. Anyways, yeah, just stalling for time now that I've run out of cards to talk about. I've seen a lot of people saying that like this is as bad as the last mini set, and I just don't agree at all. Like last mini set was like people just stopped watching and stopped playing because it was so boring. But like there's a lot of stuff to do here, right? Like there's a couple of power cards. I think that there are a couple of power cards in here. But which like the last mini set, it only had the one, right? And that got banned. And I think that there's a lot like to experiment with here. So like as far as being able to make funny stuff for Marshy content, I think that this has all right, a decent chance. So I give it a 3 out of 5 on the mini set scale. StarCraft being a 5, last mini set being a 1. And yeah, I guess no need for me to sit here talking while I'm sick any longer. I will see you again hopefully tomorrow to play some new stuff. I mean, like I'll be here one way or another, so I'll see you tomorrow to play some spaghetti. And goodbye.